Alright, here we are for another match of this Pauper League with Peregrine Tron. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's got a Expedition Map, Chromatic Star, Mole Drifter. If I was on the draw, I don't think I'd keep this hand. But the fact that I also, and I definitely wouldn't keep it if it didn't have a preordain, I'll just say that. In this type of spot, I wonder if Ponder is better because you get to dig that extra card deeper, but I don't really think so. I'm gonna play Map because if I draw a land next turn, I want to be able to map as quickly as possible. Um, and then, if not, I can just preordain. Alright. Barrenmore. Not exactly sure what that equals to. Could be mono black, Esper Familiars, blue black control. A double Barrenmore? That's probably mono black. Mono black is, I'll say an interesting matchup. It's not the best, it's certainly not the worst. Crack the damn thing. What the hell? So here's the thing. Like, there's a reason to not get Urza's Tower here, but I think I'm still just gonna get it, just because it's probably the correct thing to do. Play preordain. Oh, whoop. I really thought I was going to go over to that side. Island and 4C. Think I'll keep both cards. One, because it gives me a guaranteed land, and two, 4C is going to help me dig further to get Tron. So I think that's probably a good thing. If my opponent goes Chittering Rats here, I'm definitely going to memory lapse it, just to keep him off tempo. Cycling Unearth on main phase. Alright. Fair enough. So, just going to go 4C here. Try to get into some stuff. Alright, so we got another Peregrine Drake, which we're definitely going to keep. I'm not going to keep this island because I don't think we need it. So, we're definitely keeping that. And I think I'm also going to keep the Preordain and, of course, the Power Plant. So, we're going to put the Power Plant and the Preordain into my hand because if my opponent, for some reason, duresses me, I don't want them to see I have two Peregrine Drakes just in case, the kind of influences something. So next turn what I can do is I can go Drake into either Mole Drifter or Memory Lapse. Sure. Oh, no, I can't go Drake into Drake. Poopy. Um, I think I'll just play Mole Drifter here and then pass. Drawing Prophetic Prism there was okay. I mean, if my opponent has a Chainer's Edict, I lose a Mole Drifter. Really not that big of a deal. 3 mana for an Oubliette. Sure. Oubliette is cool. Actually, it is a really cool looking card, so. I think game one maybe favors me a little bit, especially if they're stuck on 3 lands, of course. Alright, so let's preordain here and see if I can get into the correct land. I don't think I want a third Peregrine Drake. Jeez, I really just want I really just want my last Tron piece is what I want. Alright, well I'm gonna leave up Prophetic Prism. Maybe not Memory Lapse. So I'm gonna discard the Chromatic Star because I think the rest of my hand is actually just better. Kind of funny. If my opponent goes Chittering Rats, I'm just gonna go Memory Lapse, and it's like, nope, gotcha. That'd be pretty funny. So my opponent went Friction Ranger. I'm just gonna Memory Lapse it to try and get a bit of a leg up on my opponent. Opponent's probably reading Memory Lapse. Not surprised. Rolling Thunder. No, you still don't do it. Alright, let's just play out Mole Drifter. Again, hopefully get into a mine. My opponent have Disfigure. Oh, jeez. Stone on land. It's becoming quite unfortunate. Alright, we can just get rid of this Prism. Oh, he does have a Disfigure. Okay. We just get rid of this Prism. And, my opponent's not drawing a land up top, so we'll see what happens. My opponent missed their land drop again, which is cool. Okay, so let's preordain, see if we can get to a mine or an expedition map. We did not. Don't really want those lands. I really just want Tron. I don't really want the fourth Peregrine Drake. Here we'll just go Prism again. Man, you can dig so far deep into your deck, but it's not really going to help if you don't get what you need. Uh, I think I think I'm gonna discard Mole Drifter here because I think Seagate Oracle might actually just do a bit better because it's a little bit harder to kill and stuff like that. Alright, so my opponent drew a land off the top. And we're going to really need to get something going here because we're going to 10. And my opponent does not tap out for a Gray Merchant, which is unfortunate. Jeez. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Seagate Oracle. Man. Alright, well, we'll take the land, I guess. And we'll play the Chromatic Star, and then we'll just pass the turn. We're close to winning, actually, which is quite funny. Like, we're actually close to winning. If he kills it here, I don't really care. Yeah, that's fine. Him killing Seagate Oracle isn't really that big of a deal. I really want him to just tap out for Grave Merchant and then just, draw into my Urza's Mine, or just some way to get it and then win the game. Quite unfortunate what's going on here. Okay, here comes Grave Merchant, I assume. Oh, Combage Witches. Sure. I don't think that's gonna kill me. Holy crap. Jesus. Well, I die if he has a Grey Merchant now, because I would have to Rolling Thunder both of these. Or actually, I guess what I could do is Rolling Thunder this guy, and then still hold up Memory Lapse and give myself one more turn to draw a Urza's Mine. Hmm. Because then I can hold up Memory Lapse. I think that's the correct play. So let's go ahead and get a red, but not using that. Man, almost half my deck gone. I still haven't seen it. This is unfortunate. Okay, so now 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, I'm one off of being able to go Rolling Thunder to kill both of these. But I still think my plan to do that is correct. I mean, the other thing is like I can't really uh I have to like even if I draw the mine, I have to really really pray that this Mole Drifters gets me good enough. So that's also another thing, which is going to be sucky. But there's not much I can do about it. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. The reason why I'm hitting this is because I don't want him unearthing this Chittering Rats. So for 2, and then 1, 2. And then just gotta say go. Leaving up Memory Lapse. So we're gonna go to 2 here. But 2 is not 0. That is what matters so much. My opponent is leaving back their Kumbaj Witches. I don't know why. I don't know what they would think I play that has 1 toughness in this deck. But, whatever. Whatever. And they're leaving up 5 mana. I mean, that's not really a bad thing. My god. Alright, let's evoke Mole Drifter. Because I think that's going to be a bit better than just casting it. There's Urza's Mine. We finally found it. Although, now we have to hope that this Prophetic Prism gets us really far. Alright, let's play Prism. Gotta hope that this Prism really gets me somewhere. Expedition map doesn't really do anything of the sort, unfortunately. So now we just have to play a bunch of drakes and hope we get somewhere. At least we can hold up 2 memory lapse. I guess that's something. And then if we draw a mnemonic wall, we may be able to get somewhere because we have 4C in the. Oh no, that was the other match, wasn't it? No, we do have a 4C in the graveyard. Oh, we have a Rolling Thunder in the graveyard as well. Tendrils. All right. Well, that doesn't. I mean, that doesn't really factor in anything, which is good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just go Drake and a Drake. Bunch of Drakes and Drakes. Maybe I should have actually one Cycle Land in this deck. Been thinking about it, but I never really ran into a situation where I needed it. This might just be like one situation where I'm fairly unlucky and I need it. So we're just gonna leave up as much blue as possible. Crack this now. And we'll get, I don't know, I guess another tower. And then we'll just say go. And hope for the best. Alright, so we're at 1. My opponent is Chainer's Edicting. I'm just going to go ahead and memory lapse that. I mean, we're not at 1, we're at 2. We're at virtual 1, I suppose, is what I should have said. 2 mana for another Chainer's Edict. Alright, we'll do it again. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe that's not good, because then if my opponent goes land into Sign in Blood, I'm dead. Yeah, it's probably not a good thing. And having 2 Peregrine Drakes isn't really going to do much, so I'm just going to let that happen, actually. Did the first one, so you'd have to, do some more stuff, but I think that's better to just let it happen. I can still block, so it's not really a big deal. Oh, right, but then I lose it? Nah, that kind of sucks. But, I mean, I can't just lose to... whatchamacallit? Does he have a disfigure? How unfortunate. Just memory lapse it, just because I can. Or actually, because I guess I don't die, because he has to shoot this, so that's something. And they didn't, so... But unfortunately, we just didn't draw well. That was an extremely frustrating game. Alright, so, here, memory lapse really isn't that good, but I still like to keep in a couple of them. Capsize is, well, actually, Capsize is pretty good. We're going to bring in the Circle Protection Black, of course. I want to bring in, like, some Moments pieces, but I don't think that's very good. And then I do want to bring in some Dispels. So I think what we'll do is we'll take out a couple of the Chromatic Stars, and we'll just bring in a couple of Dispels, just for now. And then we'll keep it that way. Mono Black really isn't that bad of a matchup, because you can go so fast, but I just didn't get Tron, and I kept on drawing all of my expensive spells, and, drawing all those Peregrine Drakes early was a real unfortunate bummer, but there isn't really much you can do. So you might be thinking like, well, why would you take a memory lapse if they're bringing in Choking Sands? Well, the thing about Choking Sands is you have Ghostly Flicker, and you have enough draw that you should just draw multiples of your, as well as Expedition Map, you should just get multiples of your Tron lands anyway. If you don't, like I did, it's just kind of unfortunate, but nah, it happens. Alright, back for game number 2. We're going to keep this hand. I think this hand's pretty okay. So go ahead and go Preordain. Let's see what we hit. We hit Peregrine Drake and Seagate Oracle. I think I'll keep the other Seagate Oracle, though. I think having Seagate Oracle as an early blocker is fine. The other problem is we lost game 1, and if we win game 2, we don't get to be on the play for game 3, which is a big bummer. So probably not casting Seagate Oracle next turn. We're actually probably just going to crack this Expedition map. Slash leave up Ghostly Flicker. Sign in Blood. Alright. Discard a card, please. Swamp. Well, that's a good card. But we're still gonna get a Tron piece, so. But that is a good card, though. So I meant to hit F1 to redo the recording, and I hit F6 by accident out of impulse. um, so now I can't quite crack the expedition map, but I don't think losing to spell really matters all that much. We'll go ahead and get plant. I really should just get mine since the Urza's mine seems to be the one that doesn't like me very much. Gonna go ahead and play Oracle. We'll take the 4C, and we'll pass the turn. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have any land destruction at this moment, because that would really suck. I wonder if like they had land destruction, they would have done it last turn. No, they have it. Yep. Well, I mean, Dispel wouldn't have done anything, but I could have possibly left up Ghostly Flicker. Boy. That was an accident. But such is the bane of playing Magic Online. My opponent really leaving Disfigure? Oh, okay. I really thought they would have left in Disfigure there for some reason. Alright, well, just gotta hope they don't have double Choking Sands. We'll take the tower. And I think I'm gonna leave the tower in my hand. Yeah, that seems fine. Because if they do have a Choking Sands, I'm just gonna leave both of them up so that they can double block. If my opponent does have another Choking Sands, I don't want them to destroy Urza's tower and have two of them down, so that's going to be a lot harder to get them. Okay, another Sign in Blood. Sure. Unfortunately, my opponent arrested me, and I didn't have a way to get a colored mana, so if they take the Circle Protection Black, it's not a terrible thing, but it's unfortunate. They might take the Ghostly Flicker, and if they do, that tells me that they do have another Choking Sands, but I can always capsize back my land. I have to assume, like, they'll either take one of these three cards, but I'm not exactly sure. So they took Capsize. I guess they're playing for the long game here, which is interesting. Alright. Did you really leave in Disfigure? I guess they could have Unearth. Yeah, Unearth would be kind of bad for me, so I'm just going to single block. If they have a Disfigure, it was going to happen anyway. And I don't want them to Unearth back their stupid Chittering Rats. Alright. Well, we drew Tron, so that's good. But I'm just going to pass for now. And I think I can attack for one, considering the fact that I'm only going to single block. Because, again, I don't want them to unearth the Chittering Rats. So, and Seagate Oracle being a 1/3 doesn't die to Disfigure by itself. So that's good. So my opponents Sign in Blood themselves, and they keep... It's funny, they keep attacking with Chittering Rats, and I just keep blocking. And it's just like, I'm going to keep doing it. Just... But it's all about my opponent sending a message, of course. So, I'll sack this one. Just in case my opponent for some reason brought in Nausea. I have no idea why they would have, but, Or maybe they have Tragic Slip. I guess Tragic Slip would kill this anyway. Wow, is that all 4 Sign in Bloods? Holy crap. Yep, that's all 4... No, that's 3 Sign in Blood. Oh, no, it is all 4 Sign in Bloods. Wow. Mother of mercy. Okay, so that gets me, whatchamacallit? Cop Black next turn. But I think for now I'm just gonna go Mole Drifter and leave up I guess Memory Lapse now, but I'm leaving up Ghostly Flicker as well. And not attacking. I don't want to trade my flying creature while he's at 11 for this little 2/2. Especially because of Unearth. Duress. Alright. 11 Duress. I mean, he either takes the Memory Lapse and leaves me with Ghostly Flicker, or he takes the Ghostly Flicker and leaves me with Memory Lapse. Either way, I think it's fine. I also should note I do have to watch my time here. Alright, he took the Cop Black. That I'm not really surprised about either. I'm not going to waste a Memory Lapse on a Duress. There's better things to use my mana on, of course. That I will let go through. That does not bother me all that much. 3 mana for a Choking Sands. Alright. Blink 1 and 2. Draw 2 cards. Choking Sands doesn't do anything. I said choke. Okay. Oh, right. There was a mana floating, so Magic Online automatically has to lag for no good reason whatsoever at all. I love you too, Magic Online. I love you too. Peregrine Drake. That's pretty good. So, let's go ahead and play this Prophetic Prism and a Ghostly Flicker. All right. Let's go ahead and play out this Power Plant and play Peregrine Drake. Actually, we can. That was an accident of mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, nope, not that. Go ahead and play this. So we see Circle Protection Black. Well, there's Mnemonic Wall, so we actually just win the game. So we'll put this on the bottom. Um, we will put. It doesn't really matter. Just whatever gets us closer. Alright, so 3, 4, 5. Play a Mnemonic Wall. Get back, I don't know, I guess Capsize doesn't really make a difference. So we already have it in our hand. Ghostly Flicker. And I'm just going to pause while I'm doing this. Alright, so to save time, I'm actually just going to pass turn since my opponent is almost dead anyway, while they're at 10. And I only have 11 minutes. I don't really have time to fool around doing the whole combo. So this is what I'm relinquished to. I mean, I have Dispel plus Memory Lapse plus Ghostly Flicker and Capsize. So I'm pretty far ahead right now. Plus, I can just get mana whenever the heck I need it to. I'll go ahead and Memory Lapse that. And I can always just flicker back my Mnemonic Wall to get back Memory Lapse as well, which is fun. Sure. You lose a life, that's great. 3 this. So I'll go ahead and Capsize back this guy, just to try and make my opponent lose some more life. And we'll play out this. So now I can Capsize 2 things. And we will pass the turn. So now my opponent can play Gray Merchant, but I can just bounce back some things in response. Sure. Blue. Blue. Capsize back the Gray Merchant. And then, unfortunately, I have to let that resolve. My opponent goes to 8, but that's not really a big deal. They already played a land, so they can't replay the damn thing. Yep. So now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to Capsize back my Mnemonic Wall so I can get back my Mnemonic... I can use my Mnemonic Wall to get back Memory Lapse and probably just win the game. Oh, I could just draw Rolling Thunder. Thank you. Thank you, Magic Online. You were so helpful. So red and red. And that's 1, and then this. Alright, so we have 10 minutes and 36 seconds to win a game of Magic. Let's hope that we can do that. So it looks like my opponent may have went to a slightly less instant type of thing. But I'm gonna bring in back the other memory lapses. I'm gonna take out a Capsize because the problem with Capsize is kind of slow. So I think I'm just gonna take it out for now. I think I kind of have to be faster with only 10 minutes left on the clock. So hopefully that works out. And we'll see. So this hand is unfortunately not very good. I think I'm just going to mulligan it. If I had another land, it would obviously be very, very good. This hand sucks. Wow. I guess this hand's not terrible. So we'll just keep this. I can definitely see some changes I want to make to the list, of course. You know, so definitely see how that goes. Preordain, see what we get. Prophetic Prism and a Seagate Oracle. I'm actually going to keep both cards. I think Prophetic Prism is actually going to be pretty key here. So that's true. Alright. Play this and play Prism. Don't want to play out the mine yet. If my opponent wants to Choking Sands and Island, they can feel free to do if they want. Well, my opponent only has 2 lands. Okay, okay. I'm not against this. Play Seagate Oracle. Alright. Max Star, I'll just take the other Seagate Oracle. Sign in Blood? No, okay. Mole Drifter. Still only play Seagate Oracle, I think. Circle Protection Black or 4C. I think I'll just take the 4C. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to need Cop Black here. I think I just want to go as quickly as possible. I don't think I want the long-term insurance policy. Changer's Edict. Oh, a 3rd land, but no Choking Sands. Okay. It's interesting. Prophetic Prism. I think I'll still just go Mole Drifter here just to draw 2 cards. Alright. Play the tower. My opponent didn't have Choking Sands last turn, so hopefully they don't have it here. If they do, I mean, you know, what can I do about it? And unfortunately... Oh, no, they don't have it. Sweet. And, well, I didn't get a land, unfortunately. Alright, let's go ahead and 4C and try to hit into a power plant. You know, it's unfortunate because I actually won, like, all of these cards, but can't really use the 4C or that. I don't think we need the Mole Drifter, but we will keep the Flicker. And now we will preordain. We will definitely keep this map, though, and pass the turn. We can discard a Prism here. Prism doesn't really do anything. So we have the infinite mana combo, but, yeah, I'm not really sure if that's going to get me very far at the moment. I guess I do draw, like, infinite cards with that, but, you know, we will see. Okay, so after a lot of clicking, I eventually win the game. Just going to show you the last few bits here of it so you can see it. Okay. So, my opponent never drew Choking Sands, and that was a huge factor of why I won here. It's very possible that I should have Negate in the deck, of course, because it counters things like Choking Sands and whatnot, but I figured, like, you know, the person I saw and copied the list from before I made my own changes played Dispel, and I thought, well, you know, Dispel seems like the right call for the fact that I'm just going to do both of these guys here. For the simple fact that you know, that Dispel is a 1-mana counterspell against other counterspells, and it's not Pyroblast because it's blue, and getting red in this deck can be somewhat hard. But you know, maybe that isn't true. We're gonna do 20 damage to my opponent because I can. So I get a red and a red, and then just 20 damage, and there you go. Alright, I think this definitely showed off how good the deck can be. We faced mono black, we faced another Tron deck, and we faced off against White Weenie, which is arguably one of the fastest decks in the format. So I definitely like this deck. If you like Peregrine decks, if you like doing the Tron thing, I would definitely recommend this deck. I might make some changes to it, which you can check out in the Pure MTGO article. Again, before I end it, thank you, Pooh Holes, for link in my other article. And thank you everybody for checking it out. I got a ton of views on it, and I want to again thank all of you for checking it out. I didn't think I would be that popular. Um, and I know I still have a lot to learn, both as a writer, a recorder, or video maker, and there's always much more to learn in Magic. So thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.